How's it going, guys? It's me, Caiden. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about iOS 14 and its major changes that it brings to iPhone and iPad. Or that's iPad OS really, but well, if you come to think of it, actually I didn't even put this in the script. It kind of affects the iPod, but no one actually talks about the... Let's get straight into the video. I want to first start off by saying that I'm sure you're familiar with how good Apple's continuous support for older iOS devices are, but this time they've given us something even better than we expected. They're including support for every iOS device that currently supports iOS 13. Yes, you heard that right. This includes the iPhone 6s and the iPhone SE first generation. That is incredible. So let's begin with the first feature that brings basically the first ever major change to the homepage: widgets. I can already hear all the Android users screaming about how they've had this for ages. Yes, I know, but I think Apple have actually done a really good job at bringing it into the iPhone experience. To bring widgets onto the homepage, you can either go to where you used to find your widgets on the left of the home screen, or you can tap and hold to go into jiggle mode. By the way, you can now tap and hold anywhere, it doesn't have to be on an app. You can press the add button in the top left corner and choose from a range of apps that currently support widgets. Most of the widgets are from the stock iOS apps at the moment because developers haven't actually created their own versions of their own widgets because the update literally came out the other day. So we're going to have to wait for that. One of the options within the widgets tab is called Smart Stack, which chooses a few widgets and throws them into a scrollable stack. The stack can also intelligently choose what is shown front center based on factors like what time of day it is and what location you're at. You can also create your own stack or add to that stack by dragging any widget of the same size on top of another widget. That's pretty neat. Another Android feature that's made its way to iOS is the app drawer. Sorry, I mean app library. Which can be found to the right of all your apps. The app library stores all of your apps in different categories which aren't customizable, but that doesn't really matter too much. What this does mean now though is that you're able to remove app icons from your home pages and only have them accessible from the app library. There's also a list of all your apps that can be found when you swipe down or tap the search bar at the top, so you can easily find the app that you haven't touched in ages, because that's what's going to happen every time I remove an app from my home screen. Because I've been engulfed into this iOS experience for such a long time of being used to all the apps on your home screen, this kind of forced me to redesign my home screen, not just to remove clutter, but to also make space for widgets. You'll know if you've gotten used to this iOS experience if you're familiar with not giving a single care about all the apps being thrown into the home screen, and this repetitive experience of having to open up settings to do every single thing that you want to do. Speaking of opening up settings frequently, that brings me on to my next thing that is really helpful, but very small but really helpful. You can now finally change video resolution and frame rate without having to exit the camera app. Finally! It's such a small feature but a massive change. Another thing that only some of you will notice is that the camera app has been redesigned to look like the iPhone 11s. I say only some of you will notice it because they've only done this for the iPhone XR, XS and XS Max. Yes, I have a XR, so yes, I am happy. You'll also notice at the top right of the screen a green dot now appears. That indicates when your camera is being used, just like the orange dot does for when your microphone is being used. You can also check what apps have recently used your camera at the top of Control Center. Next, one of the biggest changes to happen since the start of iPhone has finally happened. The incoming call screen is now finally compact and no longer obtrusive to the content on your screen. This now means when you receive a call, you can continue what you were doing without being interrupted by that full incoming call screen. It will just appear as a notification that you can flick away or answer. Why has this only just come to iOS now? Seriously, Apple, why? We've been waiting for this for ages. And yeah, I can already hear those Android people rubbing it in our faces. I don't care, quite frankly. Okay? Siri also receives a new compact look that allows you to continue viewing your content whilst talking to him, though on an iPhone you can't interact with anything on the screen unless you flick it away. It's not that big of a deal, I guess. So I went to bed last night thinking that I absolutely smashed this video, just only to find out that I didn't even mention anything about the new feature, Picture in Picture. So let me talk about that now. So with Picture in Picture, you're able to view a video with supported apps. At the moment, YouTube does not support that, and for some reason the website doesn't support Picture in Picture either. Don't know what it's about, but yeah, that's also what reminded me that I didn't mention it in the video. Anyways, Picture-in-Picture now supports FaceTime, apps like Netflix and Safari and whatever other apps decide to support it. You're able to go through different content, different apps, anything you want to do whilst having a little picture of your FaceTime call or video call or video that you're watching in any size that you like, whilst still viewing other content on your screen. That's basically it, really. I didn't do too bad unscripted, did I? Anyway, back to the video. There's also other little things in iOS 14 that's still worth mentioning, so I'll go through those now. You can properly search for emoji within the emoji keyboard. iMessage now has the ability to ping conversations, create inline replies, and use direct mentions within group chats. I don't use iMessage that much, so I won't really notice these changes. App Clips is a new way of downloading a mini app on the spot to access a small number of features without downloading the full app. Not many people will see this in action unless they find themselves in a position where they're able to actually use it. Say for example, you need to rent a bike out, there may be a little NFC tag that you're able to scan and then download a mini app which is less than 10 megabytes and then rent out the bike. Simple as, it's temporary. You can now view the air quality of a location within the weather app. AirPods are now able to automatically switch between devices without having to touch Bluetooth settings on each device. I can't really test this because I don't have enough Apple devices for it. I only really use my AirPods on my phone. It will now also show notifications for when they connect, switch devices, or have low battery. The feature I'm most excited about for the AirPods Pro is spatial audio. Spatial audio is like a surround system built into your AirPod Pros, but even more intelligent than you think. I won't go into detail now, but I might make a video at some point about it. A new Translate app that supports 12 languages now comes pre-installed on your device. Safari also now has a native website translator built in. Safari is also even more privacy focused as it logs what trackers try tracking you, on top of also blocking those trackers. Very nice. To add to privacy, you are now able to choose whether you share a precise or approximate location with apps, as well as what specific photos you want to share with the app. In Maps, some locations now support routes for cycling as well as EV routing if you're using an electric car. Speaking of cars, a new method of unlocking your car called Car Key is now available, but is extremely limited, so you probably won't even notice that it exists. Apple claims that you're able to still unlock your car whilst your iPhone is dead, just in case you're worried, so that's pretty nice. And to top off the video, I'm ending it with a useful, yet unreliable, but still cool accessibility feature. Back tap allows you to execute a command with a double or triple tap on the back of your phone. So for example, I think I've got a double tap set to activate Siri, so just like this. Yeah, Siri's there, I don't know if you can see that. And then a triple tap should activate Notification Center. Yeah, it works. It's very finicky though, so I just did a triple tap and it didn't do anything. And again. There you go. It's very finicky at the moment, but when it works, it's pretty cool. Hopefully they'll add to it. And you know what, I'm pretty interested in how this actually works. I've seen something about how it uses the same technology as Tap to Wake, but Tap to Wake actually keeps the multi-touch layer active, so it's more accurate. But then this is less accurate because it only uses the, you know, the sensors and gyroscope sensors and everything to detect like a millimeter of movement every time you tap the phone. So I'm pretty interested in how it works. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, but if not, correct me on that. That's iOS 14. There's a load more, but I'm not going to go into detail on it in this video. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure you do leave a thumbs up. That would be greatly appreciated. And subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I've just done, this is now 2 Apple videos in one. That's great. It's a good look on me. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you in the next video, hopefully. See ya.